welcome Courtney back to the show. Now, last year, with the help of a DNA test, Courtney proved to her then-husband, Dustin, that he was the father of their daughter, Lily. But now, Courtney is back with another paternity mystery. Because she, for years, was lied to by her mother, Kathy. And now Courtney is here to find out who her own father is. See, she believes and is hoping that it's a man named Dean. Listen to her story.
I had a horrible life growing up. My mother, Kathy, abandoned me when I was only 4 years old. I was led to believe that a man named Travis was my father. His brother, Troy, raised me. Troy died when I was 9 years old, and then I went into foster care. I suffered a lot of physical abuse. When I was 10, Travis told me he wasn't my biological father. I found out that a man named Dean could be my father when I was 17. I've been looking for him ever since. I started speaking to Kathy about a year ago. I don't call her mom. She found Dean, and I got to speak to him for the first time 3 weeks ago. He was told by my mother that Travis was my father years ago. He never knew that I could be his. I blame my mom for every bad thing that has ever happened to me. She was a terrible parent. I hope I don't get my heart broken today by finding out that Dean isn't my father. Because if that happens, I will cut Kathy out of my life for good.
Now, you should know that Courtney and Dean have never seen each other. They've only seen each other's photos. And they're going to meet today for the first time. But I want to go back. It is rare. Somebody says they're disappointed with their parent. Somebody says they're angry with their parent. Rarely does somebody say they hate their parent.
She has never been there for me. She couldn't give up the drugs. She couldn't give up anything just to be there for me.
So, everybody has to understand this story. You grew up thinking that a man named Travis was your father.
Yeah.
In fact, at one point, there was a DNA test.
Yeah,
taken.
he sat me down and he told me that I was not his daughter, but by heart, I would always be his daughter.
In fact, that DNA test was taken, and what happened was your mother or somebody fabricated the test
it
to
and
tell Dean.
Had a mutual friend of theirs give him a paper saying that I was Travis's daughter. So he never knew.
Right.
And I called him. He broke down in tears talking to me because he had no idea that he could be my father.
And he was happy about the possibility.
Yes,
And you all been, but with your mother's background and the way she was living her life, Courtney, he might not be your father.
That's obvious.
You think you look alike? You think you look at all like Dean?
I think I do.
This is what Kathy had to say.
This is not all my fault. I did what I thought was best for my daughter, Courtney. Everyone needs to give me a break. I gave up my rights to Courtney when she was a baby because I was sick and couldn't take care of her. No one told me that Courtney went into foster care. She got lost in the system and I couldn't find her. What happened to Courtney is also Dean's fault. He has denied Courtney since day one. Dean claims that I sent him false paperwork that claims another man was Courtney's father. Well, that's a lie. I finally found him on MySpace. I am 100% positive that he is Courtney's father. Dean's angry at me, but he's the one who left. So if he wants to be mad at anyone, he can be mad at himself.
Everybody, here's Kathy. Here's where the big discrepancy comes. Dean says he was told he wasn't the father. There was a DNA test that was apparently saying that Travis was
Nobody was ever told Dean he was not the father of her.
Well, if
and
that...
he knows it as well as anybody.
Well, then why did you let somebody else raise her?
Because you could have said I couldn't take care of her. I admitted that I couldn't take care of her. She
gave up custody when she was 4 years old.
I didn't give up custody of her.
Yes, she did.
No,
She
I never
found the
gave custody
papers.
of
It was
her.
even in
I
the
was being
damn
paper.
You know what Dean says? When he was told he wasn't the father, he could believe it because you were messing around with everybody.
He's a liar. Liar.
When we come back, we're going to meet Dean. And by the way, Dean has never met his daughter face to face. So Courtney and Dean will meet each other for the first time, and we'll have the results of the DNA test.